everybody. My name is Angela Shackleford, and I am a life and financial coach. The name of my business is Empowered Life Coaching Services. And today I would like to talk to you a little bit about my favorite life principle, which is so a man thinketh, so he is. And in this case, it's so she thinketh. And a lot of times, this is one of those principles that's easier said than done. We know and we've all heard that our thoughts can shape our world, and it is very true. Have you ever woke up in the morning and you're half asleep and you stump your toe, and the first thing you think is, wow, this is going to be a bad day because it's already starting off bad. Well, guess what? Congratulations. Because you thought that and because you said that, 9 times out of 10, you are going to have a bad day just because of that reason. Because we also know that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so we have to make sure that we are controlling our thoughts. And you say maybe, well, I can't stop thoughts from coming into my head. Oh, but you can. That's a correct and an incorrect statement, depends on how you look at it. And this is what the power of positive thinking does. It's all about how you look at it. No, you can't necessarily stop a negative thought from coming into your head, but you certainly can stop yourself from entertaining that thought. So, in essence, you can't stop a bird from landing on your head, but you can certainly stop him from making a nest. And that's where the key is going to be. For me, I have learned over my latter years that if I just change my perspective and change the way I think about things, that I will produce different outcomes. So many times in my younger life, I have spent a lot of time being stressed out, angry, or frustrated over things that I couldn't necessarily change, when the only thing that was needed was to change my perspective. Does that mean that I'm not going to have negative things that happen in my life? No. We all have trials and tribulations that we deal with, but how we think about certain things is going to change or reduce the level of impact that it has on our lives. And so instead of when something negative happens to me, instead of thinking about everything that can go wrong, I start concentrating and focusing my energy on what can go right. And this is what positive thinking, too, is all about. And it works in every area of our lives, every single area. There's nothing excluded. This means that it works in your spiritual life, it works in your mental or emotional life, it works in your physical life. Whatever you're thinking about, giving the most thought to, and how you're thinking about it is going to manifest in your life. Think of our thought life as like a radio frequency. So the minute we think thoughts, that frequency goes out there into the universe to start to manifest those very things that we're thinking about. So if you know that, then the very first thing that you should be thinking to yourself is, I don't want to think anything negative, because it 9 times out of 10 is going to produce a negative outcome in my life. And so I look back and I think on some of the things that have manifested in my life now, and I remember years and years ago where I may have thought about that for any given amount of time, and here it is in my life today. Now that works good or bad. So again, just making sure that you are thinking positively about the situations that come about in our lives makes all the difference in the world. The power of positive thought also can produce, if you are not where you want to be in your life, or you have goals and dreams that you have not yet achieved or attained, maybe you should think to yourself, what am I thinking about? How am I thinking about this situation? If you're thinking, I can't really do this, this is too big for me, this dream is too big, well, again, congratulations. If you think it's too big for you, then it probably is, because you're not going to achieve it if you have that negative or limited belief system in your head about, why you can't do this. Instead of thinking about why you can't do it, think about all of the reasons why you can. So, again, this is something that I have learned over the years, and it has reduced a lot of the anger and the stress and the frustration that I've had in my life, because just embracing the idea that certain things are going to happen to us and they are going to happen in our lives, and we can't control those things. You know, I had to make up in my mind that I was going to stop letting things that I cannot control take up so much space in my head. You know, these negative thoughts and negative beliefs were living rent free in my head. And so now when things happen to me, whether, even when they are not the desired effects or outcomes that I'm looking for, I make sure that I try to look at the bright side. And the bright side is going to change our life. And so we have also heard that our thoughts become our words become things, because there goes this radio frequency again. We think these thoughts, and then we speak these words. They go out there into the universe, and they come back to us as situations and things in our lives. And so even when those negative thoughts come, try to make sure that you do not verbalize those negative thoughts or negative feelings, because those words have words have creative power. Okay, so for me, that has been the thing. I remember so many times where I didn't feel like I could do certain things, and I had fear and I had doubt that I could do it, or in my ability to do so. And with that being said, in 9 times out of 10, either I failed or I did not complete whatever it was that I set out to do, because in my heart and in my mind, I didn't feel like I was truly capable of doing so. And so, where do these negative thoughts come from? Where do these negative feelings come from? Okay, we are not designed to be losers. We are designed to live a life of blessing and abundance. But if we don't think that we can do so, then guess what? You're not going to have that. And I started realizing years ago, after having failed relationships and not being at the place in life where I wanted to be at that particular time, that it was a result of my limited and negative thinking, and those behaviors that were a result of that negative thinking. So again, just being a life coach, this is one of the things that I talk to with all of my clients, and that is the foundation of my coaching practice, is making small changes that produce big results. Because in most cases, every client that I speak to, when they are telling me the problem that they are experiencing and what they're dealing with their life, the first thing that we're gonna work on is your mindset, your thoughts, learning how to turn those negatives into positives. When those negative thoughts enter your head, how we're going to transform those thoughts into positive, and then how overall we'll see the overall quality of your life begin to improve, just because of the way that you are thinking. So when my clients say, it's so hard, I just can't stop these thoughts. Again, you can stop these thoughts. And so when you start being accountable for your thoughts and what you're thinking, then you'll start taking control of your life. And so that's pretty much it. And I just want to encourage everybody to, again, change your perspective, change the way that you're thinking about things. Start looking at the glass as half full versus half empty, and you'll watch your life transform. And I want to also say thank you so much to the Sisterhood Makeover for this opportunity, and for me having the opportunity to just share a little bit about what I hold dear and true to my heart. Thank you, and I love you guys.